totoo ba to? Yung bang hindi ko akalain kasi hindi naman kami mayaman. Sabi ko, sigurado ka ba? Hindi mo ba alam yung capital dyan, Jermaine?
The hardest part is everything. There's a lot of points na we would just wanna give up. Tapos the next day makita namin, uy, ang daming masayang customers. Ba't tayo mag-give up ngayon? Gusto namin mag-stay yung Dara para maging example na kaya din ng mga Pilipino. Hindi lang tayo server, hindi lang tayo chef. Pwede tayo mag-open ng sarili nating restaurant.
Hong Kong is one of the densest restaurant cities in the world, built on some of the most expensive commercial real estate. That shapes how the whole city eats. You get a table for about 90 minutes, sometimes less, and then the next party takes your place. When a place can't make those numbers work, it closes. 4 or 5 years is a long run here. Then someone else takes the lease and it starts again. Filipinos have been part of the city for more than 40 years now. There are around 200,000 of them, and their food has always been here with them in market stalls, in turoturos, and at home where everyone makes do with what they have. It's technically everywhere if you know where to look. But for the longest time, most of Hong Kong didn't have much reason to look. The family behind Dara has spent the last 4 years trying to change that.
So, nandito ngayon sa Worldwide House kung saan mo makakita lahat ng mga Filipino products, banks, and mga remittance. Medyo tahimik ngayon kasi Friday. Usually, they get really packed on Sundays kasi yun yung mga day offs na mga kababayan nating OFW. 1980s pa lang, they started having all these Filipino products here. So here you can see, yan, mini grocery stores, cosmetics, fruits and vegetables naman. So we have laing, saging saba. Kasi during 1980s, there's a wave of Filipino musicians that's arrived to Hong Kong. Then, yung mga OFW, tapos nagkaroon ng engineers, kung nagkakaroon tayo ng more professionals, kababayan na Filipino dito sa Hong Kong. So ngayon, tahimik sila, pero for sure, pag Sunday, bakbakan kayo dito, no?
Ay, oo.
Oh.
Pag Sunday, sabunutan dito.
Opo.
Kunti mahulugang karayong.
Kuya, magkano po to?
Palabok.
Palabok, yan. Parang ganyan, no? Palabok. Very similar to sa kung saan nag-start yung Darang Mel.
O si Tita Imelda or Dara, as they call me, Darang Mel. And ang papel ko dito is bilang founder ng Dara. 1980, wala pang mga domestic helper. I was working in a rural bank that time. And then we heard that na naka-open ang Hong Kong sa mga OFW as domestic helper. Wala pa akong 19, pero ang itsura ko siguro mga 22 na. Ayaw nila akong tanggapin dahil nga ang bata ko pa. Mahirap lang ako eh. Mahirap lang kami. Farmer, tsaka policeman lang yung tatay ko. 8 lalaki ang mga kapatid ko. So ako ang tumatayong nanay. Since that I was the breadwinner, dumating ako dito ng January 1980. So I was lucky enough na ako nakuha ng aking Australian boss. Nagtrabaho ko sa kanila bilang katulong. Yung boss ko kasi hindi marunong magluto. So na-force akong magbasa ng mga Australian book. Na-practice ako ng pagluluto ng mga international food. Pag gina-appreciate nila yung pagkain na linuto ko, nag-i-improve yung aking pagluluto. Kung mape-perfect ko itong paglulutong ito, napakasarap pakinggan, napakasarap sa kalooban yung ina-appreciate nila yung pagkain na niluto mo. After 2 years, nakilala ko ang asawa ko. Siya ay musikero. All the musicians, they have the right to be resident here in Hong Kong. So after 2 years, umalis ako sa amo ko, although ayaw nila akong paalisin, pumunta na ako sa asawa ko. So I started looking for a job like bar and restaurant. Unang naano ko yung Australian bar nga. So doon ako na-promote, nang na-promote hanggang 15 years. Hanggang ako naging managers doon. So after 15 years, inoccupied ng landlord yung premises dahil kasi nag-boom. Yung English bar na sinasa spicy finger, dalaman nila na nagsara yung kinuha na naman ako. mag-manage. So I managed that Spicy Finger for 9 years na naman. Kahit ako'y manageress, mahilig akong magtambay-tambay sa kusina dahil hilig ko talagang magluto. So lagi akong nangangarap na magkaroon ng sariling business like restaurant. Nasabi ko sa mga anak ko, ayoko nang magpagtrabaho. Gusto ko sarili kong business. Narinig nila.
So kami na magkakapatid, naisip namin na si Mama walang ginagawa, baka mainip siya. So parang we might as well just open a sari-sari store for her, which is yung Darang Mel. It was just to keep her busy, parang magbebenta lang ng mga Filipino products. But nainip pa rin siya. So she started cooking small lunch boxes to cater for mga OFW. During the pandemic, all the restaurants were closed. If you're craving for Filipino food, wala kang ibang choices kundi McDonald's or yung mga Chinese fast food, no?
Eh yung catering ko, lumakas. Doon ako nagsimulang nakilala ng mga tao. Pag sila'y nag-o-order, katerba talaga. Lalo Pasko, lalo birthday yan. Halos hindi na ako natutulog. Nagulat si Jermaine minsan. Kung pinunta na ako sa bahay, yung buong living room ko, puno ng catering. Ma, bakit ang dami? Sabi ko, tulungan mo ako, wala pa akong tulong hanggang gano'n.
Kinukulit na niya kami minsan on a Saturday night to help her pack yung mga lunch boxes niya. Napupuno yung fridge ni Mama, minsan nakikihiram pa siya ng fridge sa amin eh. Nagkaroon ng demand. Siyempre, it's my comfort food. I grew up eating her food. Talagang hinahanap-hanap ko talaga yung mga lasa ng luto ni Mama. So, sabi ko, darating ang araw, mamimiss ko to, di ba? Kailangan magkaroon ng restaurant na para magkaroon ng legacy itong pagkain ni Mama. There's even investors that approaches Mama. Actually, that's one of the spark eh. Me and my friends, sabi ko, tayo na lang. Sabi ko, unahan na natin, di ba?
Sabi ko, sigurado ka ba? Hindi mo ba alam yung capital dyan, Jermaine?
Me and Jer, we used to go to the gym at 6 a.m. So there, while we're training, we're talking about our goals, what we want to do, and he's always mentioned that, oh, I want to open a restaurant someday. Ako naman, yeah, go for it, man, if that's what you really want to do.
Para bang nanghihinayang ako na isara ko yung Darang Mel. Then again, bumalik yung trust ko talaga na alam kong kaya niya. Sabi ko, alang-alang sa kanya, okay, sundin ko siya. Sabi niya, huwag kang mag-ala, ka-share ka namin. Lahat ng original na mga recipe dyan, dadalhin mo doon sa Dara.
If you're gonna, how do we say, bet chips on someone, then the first thing you look at is what's your work ethic. And just the fact that he has kids and he wakes up at 6 and goes to the gym, brings his kids to school, then goes to work and stuff like that. So good ideas, there's a lot of them, but you know, someone to execute it, that's a different story.
The first Dara opened with about 40 seats tucked away in a dark entryway. They named it Dara, which is Kapapangan, for auntie. Hong Kong was still coming out of the pandemic, and a lot of people who used to work in restaurants had moved on to construction, to anything that felt really more stable. Finding a kitchen team took months, so Dara opened slowly with friends covering shifts and the family coming in to help after their day jobs, the true Bayanihan spirit. In the kitchen, every sauce was still being made by Darang Mill. It took about a year, but it worked. And then, the building was sold.
Sobrang na-shock kami nun, we didn't know what to do. We had a meeting with my partners. Sabi ko, andito na tayo eh. Buong puso natin tong inaral during the pandemic. And then we saw the support of the community. Why not sugal tayo isa pa? Hello!
Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Total covers for tonight, 57. First reservation at 6. Last at 8 o'clock. We have 2 birthdays for tonight. 1 happy birthday.
So growing up here, yung Filipino restaurants, bilang lang talaga eh. There's the worldwide Turo-Turo, there's Carinderia. I've worked with a lot of different nationalities. They would bring us to a restaurant to showcase their food. Pagdating naman sa Filipino, parang there's not much choices with this ambience.
So we always said, it would be nice if there's a Filipino restaurant that we can bring a first date to. or you have a boss that you want to impress or a client you want to impress. Like there's no place with that ambience that serves traditional Filipino food.
Hindi mo kailangan i-rush yung mga guests para kumain, para makuha yung table turnover. Once you dine here, you take your time, enjoy mo lang, after mo kumain, pahinga ka. We focus on hiring yung mga sa back of the house namin from the Philippines. Yung mga nagtatrabaho for Dara are either kapatid ng partner ko, yung nanay ko, kuya ko, tapos in-laws. And then, Chef Gino naman, he used to work under Claude Tayag. So, meron siyang experience sa Filipino cuisine, especially sa Kapampangan. Yung way of cooking ni Mama is karinderya style bulk. Dito, pagdating ng mga chef, they deconstruct it. Kasi si Mama, hindi naman siya experience na mag-run ng commercial kitchen, di ba?
Pinagbili naman ni Jermaine. Basta lahat ng original na gawaan ni Mama, huwag niyong pakialaman. Pwede yung pagandahin, pero yung mga sauce niya, hindi niyo pwedeng galawin. Dahil simulat sa pulyo na hinahanap ng mga tao.
Walang shortcuts. Menu ni Mama, skills and techniques ng mga chefs. Just a modern plating is enough. You don't have to change the flavor to cater for the local palates kasi ito yung Dara eh.
Filipino food has been overshadowed by a lot of other cuisines. When I was offered a job here, I was very ecstatic kasi I was like, okay, it's time to showcase Filipino cuisine. We take the longer process in terms of mise en place and prep. Since a lot of people, want to try the kare-kare, we get ready as fewer steps as possible to get to the table. So that's much hotter.
Dito, alam mo, ang palabok, number 1 yan. Pag alam nila na may palabok, talagang pupunta sila. Kasi ang ibang restaurant dito, puro mga fried noodles, pero walang palabok. Kumain nga ako doon sa doon sa Jollibee. Walang kalaman-laman. Okay siya, pero para sa akin, hindi itong talagang palabok. Sabi ko, sorry kasi ako ang gumagawa ng palabok.
Our palabok sauce is made with tinapa that we also have shipped from Pinas. Yung dishes namin is authentically Filipino as we try to be, especially with the ingredients that we source. We're not trying to compete with other cuisines. We're just trying to show Hong Kong who we are.
My favorite one is sisig. I usually don't eat liver, but I really enjoyed it.
I remember one of the cocktails that they had was something with ube, and then I enjoyed it a lot. And it's something that has not been done in Hong Kong in a while.
This drink is called Purple Rain, ube. Predominant flavor in the Philippines. Serves like a dessert cocktail too. Mostly locals, they love the taste because it's something new. Classic Negroni, mixing it up with pandan. So mix of gin, a sous vide pandan, Campari, and a sweet vermouth. You got the Italian and the Southeast Asian twist.
Usually we do clarified drinks. So mga locals, we want to introduce the champurrado to them because it's not really familiar with them. So what we did here is clarified the champurrado infused with bourbon, and sa garnish namin is actually with tuyo and champurrado with it.
Madaming tao na nabibilib na why we're still here 4 years na. But not a lot of people know our struggle. Siyempre dapat poker face kayo pag nakaharap ka sa mga guests, di ba? Hong Kong is a very expensive country. The rent, the manpower, kuryente, lahat yan, pati suppliers. One bad day on a typhoon hit on a weekend, you're affected. Araw-araw dapat tumatakbo yung Dara. The hardest part was when Shenzhen opened its border to the locals last year. Kasi sa Shenzhen, mas mura. On one meal sa Shenzhen, pang 5 tao na. At one point, we were almost gonna close last year. Kasi typhoons, tapos Shenzhen Open, we were down. Sabi ng landlord, ilalockdown nila yung front door. So we managed to ask a few friends for help. Pinapakita nila na okay sila, okay yung business, but deep inside, ang kapal na ng mga bills.
Alam mo, sabi ko, ang nakakuha sa aking legacy sa pagtatrabaho, si Jermaine. Hindi natutulog ko minsan. Sabi ko ganyan, kumain ka na ba? Natulog ka na ba? Ganyan lang din ako. Noon, talagang hindi ako natutulog. Kaya, hindi na ako magtataka. Siya ang nakakabuha.
Every Sunday, most of our guests are OFW. Isa sila sa masayang iserve. Masayang nakikita yung mga kababayan natin na at least one time of their 7 days a week, tayo naman yung magsilbi sa kanila, tayo yung mag-serve sa kanila. Pag pumapasok sila dito, sobrang proud sila. Uy, ang laki ng Filipino restaurant. Uy, parang bahay ng lola ko to. Madami na intimidate. Minsan dumadaan sila, uy, mukhang mahal dito. Pero yung lunch namin is designed para sa kanila rin eh. $80 plus a 15% discount sa mga OFW. Ganon kami pinalaki ng magulang namin eh. Kaya minsan, magbigay ka kung kaya. There's a lot of points na we would just wanna give up. Tapos the next day, makita namin, uy, ang daming masayang customers. Ba't tayo mag-give up ngayon? Their aunties, tawag nila sa mga helpers nila aunties eh, would cook those comfort food when they were young. So, this adobo, it reminds me of my auntie. Tumatas yung balahibo ko. Minsan naman, there's a group of 10, isa lang yung Filipino, and then yung Filipino na yun, siya yung mag-host. By the way, this is kare-kare, ganun, this is bagoong. We dip the bagoong on the rice sometimes or on the sauce. Ang saya nakikita yung mga locals na yung mga Filipino na proud sa pagkain natin eh.
Filipino food is, why do people not respect it the way they do Japanese food or Thai food? Like, it's just as complex. And I just think that Filipino food hasn't really been represented properly, or people see it as like a cheap food. So for them to do Filipino food at this level, I think is really important. I think Hong Kong needs to understand a bit more about how much Filipinos contribute to this place.
Fool me 10 times, shame on me.
Sure kayo habol kayo.
Time to drink. My dream for Dara is actually very simple. So my dream is parang magtagal pa kami.
If eventually by the time we have grandchildren, to them Dara is like aristocrat or Milky Way, yung mga ganon in the Philippines. I think that would be a cool goal, yeah.
Gusto namin magstay yung Dara para maging example na kaya din ng mga Pilipino. Hindi lang tayo server, hindi lang tayo chef. Pwede tayo mag-open ng sarili nating restaurant.
Totoo ba to? Yung bang hindi ko akalain kasi hindi naman kami mayaman. Diba? Masaya ako dahil yung pangarap ko, sinuportahan nila ako.
Sobrang priceless. Na-reach niya yung dreams niya na makatrabaho din kami. Naabot din niya yung gusto niya mangyari to open up a Dara restaurant.
Gusto namin mangyari na magpahinga na siya at enjoy na lang niya yung mga apo niya. Ito yung pinaghirapan mo, upo ka lang one side para ma-enjoy mo yung moment na to. Hindi mo talaga siya mapipigil eh. Miski pandemic, di nga siya pinigil eh. Diba?
Ma, sabi niya ganyan. Huwag ka nang magtrabaho, bigyan ka na lang namin ng 3. Jermaine, alam mo, hindi ko kailangan ng tulong ninyo. Ha? Habang ako ay malakas. Ha? Kung talagang matanda na ako at hindi na ako makapagtrabaho, masaya ako na ipagpatuloy ni Jermaine. Hanggang buhay ako, hindi ko sila pababayaan. Sino bang magmamana? Sila rin, di ba? So masaya ako. Lahat ng mga pinundar na yan, sa inyo yan, hindi akin. I don't demand for too much na pera, basta yung mapasaya ko yung mga taong kumakain. At hindi ko nararamdaman yung pagod.